Hey everyone, it's Matt Fraser, the psychic medium from the television series on E! Entertainment, and I'm tuning in live right now with all of you, so make sure you write to me and let me know where you guys are watching me from. And today I want to talk to you about what happens when you die. And I want to talk about this because this is something that all of you have been writing in and telling me, Matt, I'm so afraid to pass. Matt, I'm so afraid that my loved one isn't in heaven. I'm so afraid that they didn't make it to the other side. Some of you have been asking me, what happens when you die? What happens when a loved one passes away? Are they reunited with their family members? Are there pets on the other side? So today I wanted to take a few moments just to answer those questions for you. And I gotta tell you, being a psychic medium, I love to teach you guys about heaven and the afterlife because I feel like that the more knowledge that I share with you and the more messages that I share with you guys, the more that you realize that your loved ones are always with you. They're always by your side. They're always watching over you, and there's no need to be afraid because they're literally guiding you within life. And recently, it was so amazing because I was doing a reading for this family who had lost their mom. And their mom was in bed and she really wasn't verbal beforehand and she was passing. And the mom came through and said, please let my family know that, it was their stepfather who came and got me. Their stepfather came and got me. When I was reaching up in the air, I was reaching out to him because I saw him. He was right at the end of my bed. And he was reaching out to me, taking me to the other side. So immediately I told the family, I'm like, your mom is telling me that she was reaching up in the air before she had died and that, her hand was going up and you were wondering what she was grabbing. And she was actually grabbing your stepfather, and your stepfather was taking her to the other side because he passed before her. And they were like, oh my God, yes, we didn't know what was going on. We saw her reaching up and we didn't know why she was reaching up. We didn't know why that was happening. Well, what I want you to know is that when you lose a loved one, when someone is going to the other side, they do not go to heaven kicking and screaming. That's what I want you to know. Is that anytime we lose a loved one, whether it's through tragedy, whether it's expected, whether it's unexpected, whether it's out of the blue, a couple things happen. First of all, there are angels there that help us through the process. But also, there's family members that are there that come and greet us to bring us to the other side. And what's so amazing is that, I have talked to so many souls in heaven, so many souls that have been so nervous, so anxious, so scared to pass on and to go to the other side. And one, it's because they're afraid to leave their family. Two, it's because some people don't know if heaven and the other side is, real or not. And three, people are nervous about passing because, they're afraid of the unknown. But what's so amazing is when I'm giving so many readings, many times your loved ones will tell me that they know that they're passing, they know that they're going to the other side, they don't want to go, they fight it until they see someone that's there that they recognize, someone that passed on before them. Maybe it's their husband, maybe it's a daughter that had passed, maybe it's a mother, maybe it's a sister, maybe it's a father, maybe it's a brother. And they see that person who they've missed and that person who they've wondered about and this person that had passed on before them. And sometimes they see multiple people. Sometimes the moment before they pass, they see their mom, their dad, a bunch of different people that are there. And right away, the most anxious person who is so nervous, who is so stressed, all of those emotions just lift away. And they feel calm because they know where they're going isn't far. They know that they're going to be back with their family members again. So, I know many of you have had such a hard time erasing the memories of watching a loved one pass away. Maybe you were there when that loved one was taking their last breath. Maybe your loved one couldn't speak to you. Maybe your loved one was in a coma. Or maybe you were away and you weren't there when your loved one was saying goodbye or taking their final breath. Well, what I can let you know is that it doesn't matter. Because even if you were there or you weren't there, your family members in heaven were there. Their family members in heaven were there. And most of all, their pets were there. And I want to let you know something that recently happened. And, I love sharing readings with you guys Because, the way that I became a psychic medium is that I didn't go to school for this. I was never taught to be a medium. I never read a book about how to be a psychic medium or went to school. My grandmother was a medium and my mom passed it on to me. And every single day, I'm still learning something new about the other side. I'm learning how they communicate. I'm learning messages from them. I'm learning from them what the other side is about. What the other side is like. I learned from them what it's like when they passed on. So all of these messages that I'm sharing with you are the direct messages that I heard from your loved ones in spirit. They have told me these things because they want to share these messages with you. So I was doing this reading. Some of you guys were actually there. Let me know in the comments if you were there. It was at my last online group reading, okay? And what was so crazy is that there was a father who had passed of, I don't know if it was, I can't remember if it was a stroke or a heart attack. But long story short, he went down, they revived him. His family was like, I'm not taking my dad off of life support. I want to see how long he's going to make it. I want to give him the chance to live. And they kept him on. And then what was so amazing is that their dad pulled through it. His body was working, but he had something called locked-in syndrome. And, the family explained that locked-in syndrome was when, I guess, your whole body shuts down. It's still working, but you can't communicate, you can't talk, you can't speak, things like that. So during this online reading, this father came through and he was telling his family, listen, I tried every which way, to enter in my body, because there are exit points. And one of the things that I want to let you know is that if you've ever heard of exit points are that sometimes we're not ready to go. Sometimes we don't want to go to the other side. Sometimes we feel like it's not our time. So when somebody passes and their body is still working, right? So maybe you had a heart attack and your body is still working, but there's some parts of you that aren't. Sometimes we have a choice as souls, whether or not we're going to stay in this world or whether or not we're going to go to the other side and whether or not we're going to pass on to the other side. So in this particular situation, that dad had a choice. And this was the first time that this had happened before. Because every other soul that I talked to, they always made the choice to go to the other side. They knew that, if they were to re-enter their body or come back into their body, they knew that they weren't going to be able to talk again, speak again, walk again. And they didn't want their family, to deal with those burdens. So they decided to transition to the other side, having gave them that choice. Well, in this particular reading, this just happened in the past week. This father said, you know what, I'm not going to this side yet. I want to see. If I have to stay and fight and I have to re-enter my body, I'm going to come back in my body and I'm going to see what happens. So he decided to re-enter his body. And what was so crazy is that he was there, his soul was there, but he kept saying to me that, it's like he was in between this world. He says, in between two worlds. He says his body was going, but he couldn't talk, he couldn't communicate. He wasn't the person that, he wanted to be. And when he re-entered his body, he realized that, that's not how he wanted his family to view him. He didn't want his family to have to feed him. He didn't want his family to have to move him to the toilet. He didn't want his family to have to watch him suffer, because the only way that he could communicate was through his eyes. And he actually told his family that he made the decision to leave this world. And during this reading, I was communicating this with this family, and I was telling them what their dad was saying, and they were like, "Oh my God, oh my God!" They were like, "We asked our father, we asked him, do you want to stay in this world or do you want to go to the other side?" And he communicated through his eyes, and he told them that he was ready to pass on, and then he went to heaven. And I think that that's a really valuable message. And yes, it's a sad passing, and yes, it's a sad story, but it also tells us one thing. It tells us, and thank you, somebody just said that locked-in syndrome is when you're paralyzed and you only have communication with your eyes. That's what happened with him. And he actually told his family that, he was ready to go to the other side, and he did pass and transition peacefully. And what he came back and what he told his family was what happened behind the scenes, what was going on during that time when he was in that locked-in syndrome. He wasn't suffering. He didn't deal with any suffering. He wasn't feeling any pain, thank God. But he was coming through to let us know that he had the choice. He had the choice whether or not he was going to stay in this world or whether or not he was going to transition to the other side. So what I really want you guys to know, and what I really want you to understand, is that when your loved ones pass on, sometimes God gives us a little bit more time, and sometimes God doesn't take us when we're not ready yet. We have time before we pass to, experience the other side firsthand. Sometimes souls will come through and greet us. Sometimes it's our pets that come through and greet us. And what I love is that when I'm giving a reading for you guys, and all of a sudden, your loved ones in spirit will come through with people that they haven't seen in years and years and years. For example, I had this other woman that was there during my reading, and her mom came through, and she was like, look who I found, look who I found. And she was coming through with a daughter that had passed at birth, that was her daughter, from years and years and years and years ago. And this mother was so happy to let her daughter know that she was reunited with that baby that had passed. She was reunited with what would have been her sister. And that's what I want you guys to know, is that heaven is a place that reunites all of us. And by the way, somebody's writing to me and saying that, my eyes look tired. No, it's the lighting, I think. Is it the lighting? Is that better? It might be the lighting because it's shining up at me. But heaven is a place that reunites all of us. It's a place when we're all put back together. Heaven would not be heaven without our friends, without our pets, without our family members, without our co-workers, and more importantly, without our ancestors who we never got to meet. Think of heaven like Facebook. Okay? You know how Facebook is all connected? We're all connected with one another. So, for example, I see all of you tuning in right now. I see Robbie McCarthy. I see June. I see Amanda. I see, who else here? Maritza. I've never met you guys before, but I know who you are because I see you on my Facebook page. You're talking to me every day. You're sending me comments. And then what's so amazing is when you guys comment on a post, or I see you comment on a post, they'll say, okay, she's friends with so-and-so, who's friends with so-and-so. And one person on Facebook, right, links up to all of these people, who links up to more and more people and more and more people. And somehow we're all connected through Facebook. Heaven is that same way. It's like the internet. When we get up there, we're connected with everybody. We're connected with our ancestors that we never got to meet, our family members, our friends, even the people that we've lost sight of. And what I love so much about heaven is that your loved ones in spirit never forget about you. It doesn't matter how long ago they had passed on. So if you lost a sister at birth, know that she's still watching over you, even if you turn 100 years old and she just passed at birth. There is no time in heaven. All of your loved ones are with you and watching over you. And even when you don't feel them, I want you to know that they're working behind the scenes. They're with you every day, and they want to see you living your highest and best life. And that's the reason, if you notice, when I do a reading, I never ask somebody, who are you looking for? Who are you looking to connect with? I never do that. I always tell you who's standing behind you and what souls are coming through with you. Because sometimes, okay, it's the person that you least expect that's watching over you from the other side. Maybe it's a high school boyfriend that you had forgotten about, and you were together and he passed when you were in high school. And now you're 50 years old, so you don't really think about him. Well, guess what? He's still watching over you. He still thinks about you. Maybe you were a CNA and you were taking care of a patient who you really loved and had a deep bond with, and he was the first person that you took care of on the job. And, to you forgot about him because you've had so many patients in between, but he still watches over you from the other side. What I want you to know is that when you're kind to somebody, when you love somebody, when you show somebody love, that is a glue. And that glue never comes apart, ever. It just keeps us connected. And one day, when we pass, we will see all of our loved ones again on the other side. So somebody asked me, do our loved ones miss us? And the question is, no. Your loved ones do not miss you. They're not missing you right now. They're not going to miss you. And the reason why is because they're with you right now. They are standing right where you are, right at this moment, right on the other end of this computer screen, and they have front row seats to your life. Even if your dad missed out physically on milestones here in this world, he can still see it from the other side. Even if you think that he missed out on watching over your kids or seeing you have kids or meeting your husband, I guarantee you he did not. Heaven has a way of keeping us connected with every single person that we've lost and keeping us connected with the people here in this world. So what I really want you guys to know is that, your loved ones aren't missing you. But what they are hoping is that they hope that you know that they are by your side. That's their message that they have for each and every one of you. They don't want to see you crying. You know, the one thing that your loved ones in spirit tell me is that, Matt, I wish when my daughter is crying over my passing, I could come through and just let her know, honey, I'm here. Honey, I'm here. Or, you know, when you're crying over your husband that had passed, he's there on the bed next to you, you know, hoping that you don't cry, hoping that you move on and live your life. Because, you know, your loved ones don't want to see you sad. They don't want to see you crying. They don't want to see you upset. They want to see you celebrating and enjoying life. And the more that you celebrate and enjoy life, and the more that you do things in their memory, the more that you will feel their presence with you every single day. I promise you that. So I want you guys to really focus on, you know, anytime that you say, I don't feel my mom, or I don't feel my dad, or I don't feel my loved one, I want you to change that thought around. And I want you to start repeating positive affirmations and telling yourself, Mom, I feel you with me every day. Dad, I know that you're here and watching over me. Whoever it is, Stephen, I know that you're here and you're my guardian angel. You know, talk to them, have conversations with them, because I promise you, there's one thing that I can let you know is that they do hear you. And that's what I love about doing this work, because so many times, so many of you will say to me, well, Matt, you know, I don't know, you know, do they really hear me? Are they really with me? I don't get signs from my mom. I don't think she's around me. I don't think she's watching over me. The truth is that they do. And the truth is that they are by your side. So I really want you to know this. I really want you to understand this. Because what I love as a medium is when I'm able to connect with you guys and I'm able to say, your mom's standing behind you, she's right here and she's saying this, or your son is right next to you and this is what he's saying, and your dad is right next to you. And you'll notice that when I'm doing these readings, I get so excited. And the reason why is because your loved ones get excited. They're excited to talk to you. They're excited to finally let you know, yes, I've been with you every single day. Yes, I do hear you talking to me. And that's why I think these messages are so important. That's the reason why I do what I do. It's because I want to prove to you that, yes, your loved ones are there every day. And more importantly, that, you know, they've heard and been a part of your life. That's why I try to validate things and let you know about the things that are going on in your life, the things that your loved ones seen. And your loved ones love to talk about the things that they've seen you do after their passing, because that's validation that they are there. I gotta tell you one thing. They are front row seats to their funerals, to their wakes, to their services. When you have celebrations about them, they have the front row seat to that. And more importantly, like I said, they are with you every day. So don't doubt it. If you doubt, you go without. When you believe, you receive. So remember those words. When you believe, you receive. So let me know in the comments below. Have you ever had a loved one? Have you ever witnessed being there for the last moments of a loved one? Have you ever noticed that maybe they were looking around the room? Or have you ever been there and noticed that maybe they were connecting with someone that had passed on? No, this is not coincidence. This is real. And the one people that I love to talk to, who are a lot of clients of mine, are I've been very blessed to talk to some people who have been in hospice, and hospice workers, hospice nurses and doctors, and they know that, you know, a lot of their clients or patients, I should say, patients have seen their departed loved ones, have seen their departed family members, and that is a telltale sign. You know, and I wish that that's something that, you know, we opened up more in the medical community, because it is true. You know, medical healing and spiritual healing, you know, goes hand in hand. And when doctors can't, you know, fix us or cure us here in this world, and our time is spent, you know, what's so amazing to know is that there is a heaven, there is an afterlife, and our loved ones are proving that to us every day. You just have to look for the signs. You just have to be open, and you have to believe. So if you saw your loved one trying to talk to somebody at the end, trying to reach up, trying to communicate, know that it was their way of letting you know that somebody else was there. They saw someone that they really loved, and they were going home to heaven. And I'm going to ask you a question as well, okay? Is that, would you be nervous if all of a sudden, you know, you were passing and you were told you were going to die? Yes, you would be nervous. Well, I'm not nervous because, you know, I do this every day. I talk to the departed every day. But let me ask you that same question. Say if your mom or your dad was there, or someone that you loved that had passed on, somebody that you hadn't seen in a very long time because they died, but you loved and you cared about them, would you still be nervous? The answer is no. You know, because the minute I think we see our loved ones, I think that's true validation that heaven is there. And that's the reason why our loved ones appear to us before we pass. It's their way of saying to us, don't worry. You're going to a good place. You don't have to worry. And this is an important thing as well, is that even your loved ones who don't believe in God, who don't believe in the afterlife, do make it to the other side. I cannot count. If I had $1 for every single person who said to me, okay, if I had $1 for every person who had said to me, my dad can't come through. I can't, but my dad won't come through to a medium because he never believed in heaven. Or I can't believe my grandfather is coming through because he never believed in the afterlife. He didn't think that, it was real. They do make it to the other side. The other side is a place that accepts all of us, whether you believe or you don't. But what's important is when those loved ones pass on to the other side, they do come through. And I love it when they come through because a lot of times they say, I made a mistake. There is heaven. Heaven is real. And they really want to let their family know to believe in heaven as well, because that's the best way that they can get in touch with them. So if you have been wanting to feel closer to heaven and the afterlife, I want you guys to really consider coming to join an online group reading with me. I've been doing these since COVID-19 has happened, and I gotta tell you guys, I've already been able to help over 200 people. I've already done over 200 readings online, meaning actual readings for people. So if you and your family members have been wanting to connect with the other side, if you wanted to know what heaven and the afterlife is like, if you've really been struggling with losing a loved one, join us online. It's an amazing experience of connecting with heaven. And we're all going through the same thing. It's amazing because everybody on these live events have lost a loved one. They're going through the same thing that you're going through right now. They're in pain, they're hurting, they have questions. But what's so amazing is during these live online events, these questions are answered. And our loved ones come through, they talk about the other side, and they deliver messages to us. So if you'd want to come and attend with me, this is a special thing that we're doing just for COVID-19, and it's only $19 to attend. And you can attend with your whole family. So as long as you're on the same computer, you can attend with me for just $19. So make sure they're on camera with you. So this is what you do. You just attend with me, sign up, and then you put your family members here on the side of you on the same camera, and that's it. If they're in a different state or they don't live with you, then they'll have to get their own ticket, or you'll have to get them their own ticket. But if not, it's only $19 for you and your family to attend. I wanted to do something really special during this time. I'm going to keep doing this while we're going through COVID, because at this time, I think it's really important for you to know that, no, you're not alone. Your loved ones in heaven are there. They are with you, and they are watching over you on the other side. So I hope that you guys will attend with me, because I've gotten to meet so many of you that I would have never been able to meet before. So I love these online group readings. And, people have been asking me, well, what is it like, Matt? Is it the same reading as if you were in person? Absolutely. Spirit is everywhere, and they're able to communicate with us, whether it be through the phone, whether it be through a computer screen, it doesn't matter. So when you guys start to tune in, I'll start to see your loved ones with you on the other side, and I can't wait to help you connect with your loved ones. I want to show you guys. So the next available reading is August 13th, if you're available. These are all sold out, by the way. There's only one left for August 13th. So if you want to attend with me, August 13th is the next date. What time is it? August 13th. It's a Thursday at 7 o'clock p.m. Thursday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. It doesn't matter where you live. You can live in Australia, the UK, Canada. Just make sure you check the time difference. It will be on Eastern Standard Time, which is the same time as New York. And I hope that you guys will go and join me. So you can get tickets on meetmattfraser.com or the link right here. I'm going to send you guys the link so you have it. This event will sell out by tomorrow. So if you are planning on attending, please make sure that you get your tickets ASAP. The next few events are sold out, but there is still tickets for August 13th. So I want to make sure that you guys attend that. And also, so many of you are missing out because I am now on Instagram. This is my personal Instagram account. So I need you to stop what you're doing and add me on Instagram right now. This is my real account. It's at Meet Matt Fraser. Yes, it is really me. If dead people can find me, so can you. So make sure to add me on Instagram at Meet Matt Fraser. For those of you who follow me, I want to thank you for doing that, because I love seeing you guys. And Facebook doesn't always send you my videos. I post videos all the time, and sometimes Facebook doesn't show them to you. So I want to make sure that you guys are on my Instagram as well, so this way I can talk to you guys on there. And I see that Bob just followed me, and Greg just followed me, and JB McAllister is now on my Instagram. Yes, it is really me. And who is this here? Oh, D Barbie, is that it? Dari? I can't read that name. But she just followed me. Yes, it is really me. This is live. It is real. So join me on my Instagram page at Meet Matt Fraser. This is what it looks like. Meet Matt Fraser. It's got a blue check mark. That's how you know it is really me. And like I said, I'm just so excited for you guys to attend with me. You know, I can't believe that we can do this like this. I'm really blessed that my gift works in this way. And I hope to meet you online and connect you with the loved one that has passed on. And in the meantime, what I want you guys to know as well is that I am going to have that video available. We're working on getting you the video of that person that had passed on, that father that had passed on. You know, that's something that I really want to let you guys know as well, because I really wanted to get that video so I can share it with you. You know, it's amazing that, like, I just can't get over how much healing takes place during these events. Like, I just can't get over it. Like, you know, we solved a mystery on here. You know, we were able to find clues in a mysterious passing over a son's passing, and he actually came through and told us how he had passed. It actually made the news if you guys seen that. So it's really amazing to just think that, you know, COVID, if one good thing happened, it allowed me to connect with all of you and to help all of you connect with your loved ones. So far, over 200 people have gotten a reading. I hope that next person is you. You know, I know so many of you have been waiting for me to come to different parts of the country and different parts of the world. And now it doesn't matter. Now you can come and you can, you know, join me right from your living room. So I will see you online. The link is there, and the link is also right up above here. It's only $19, and if your friend or family member wants to attend, but they live in another location, you'll just have to get a ticket for them if they're not in the house with you. But I love you guys. I will be talking to you soon, and I cannot wait to see you at a live online group reading. See you then. Bye.